If you've heard that raw, authentic videos do better, specifically sales videos, and you're about to go make one, or you already did without understanding why it works, then you're gonna kill your conversions without even knowing it. There's a very specific way to make something look unpolished. And if you miss it, then you get, this guy has no fucking idea what he's doing. I sabotaged a creator's sales video on purpose, made it worse intentionally, because I knew the exact fine line between raw that builds trust and raw that destroys it. And just to show you I'm not pulling all of this out of my ass, I've won the school games for a creator that I produce for. We out-earned 15,000 other creators on school. And another creator that I produced for, I sabotaged his entire sales video, and we ended up doing $40,000 per month within the first 30 days of me doing that. Let me show you how, and most importantly, where most creators mess up when they try to do this. Let me explain what I mean, and it just started raining, but we're gonna get through this. So think about it this way. The handmade mug versus the mass-produced mug. People will gladly pay 3 times more for an imperfect mug that was handmade by somebody because they know it wasn't mass-produced and given to everybody. It's not that they actually want something that is worse. They know that everyone doesn't have it, and that gives it more value. Most creators make their video sales letters like Super Bowl commercials for their audience. Think about it this way. As soon as you hear the word commercial, you instantly get the ick. That's why if you create your video sales letter like a commercial where there's perfect lighting and there's perfect everything, it loses that trust. Polished sales videos break trust. And that's why when we sabotaged it, we did 40K per month. Okay, and there's a part I haven't told you, but first you have to understand the entire thing. Why your audience reacts this way. And this is where most creators go completely off the rails. Just think about street style versus being literally homeless and the homeless style. They are very, very similar, and it's a fine line between looking homeless and having a street style. But the person that does the street style, they pay $2,000 fucking dollars for their whole wardrobe to look like that. But you can still see it and be like, okay, I see there's something, even though I can't quite put my finger on it. I know they're not homeless, but it's a very fine line. So raw and authentic converts better. People think that, so they stop trying. But raw doesn't equal bad. The street style guy that paid $2,000 for his wardrobe, it's not bad. It looks like they're not trying. You have to give that perception, but deep down, he just paid $2,000 and he is trying to look like he's not trying. That's the whole gist of it. And he chose where he wants his pants to be ripped and what part has a stain on it. Everything is chosen, just like we choose where our mistakes are, where there's bad lighting, where the audio is worse, where there's mistakes in the speech, in things that we say. That's all planned. Even if you get that right, there's something that I haven't told you about this video yet, and it changes everything because this video didn't end up where you think it ended up. We laid out a path that was almost like something when you go to a farmer's market or some open market, and they kind of just funnel you through without you knowing it. They have all their stands set up, but you can only go one way. And that's kind of what we did. We built this funnel around it so people would DM the creator, they would ask for some free resource, a lead magnet, and then we'd go back and forth. There would be some setter in there, so somebody who's basically texting on the creator's behalf in, let's say, the Instagram DMs. And they would be texting back and forth, making sure, okay, you got the resource. After that, they would get the resource, they would hopefully watch it. But even if after going back and forth, building a bit of rapport, we'd be like, hey, I have something, it's private and I don't want you to share it around. Like if I shared it with you, would you keep it to yourself? And then most of the time they're like, yeah, of course I would keep it to myself. Right now you're building a little bit of that tension, building that exclusivity. And then you tell them, okay, please don't share this around. It's a quick video, watch this and let me know what you think. Or let me know if you're in. Then we send this video, it's like a Loom video, super unpolished. And this is gonna be our video sales letter. Now, like we said, it's unpolished, it's raw. It's almost like someone just sent you like a FaceTime video. We're using Loom, which is something you can record on and you can screen record your screen. And then we have a Google Doc opened. And this is basically where you have your whole video sales letter, and it looks like just a doc that's valuable. The creator's face is on the top. It's very raw. They're not in professional lighting. And even to make it seem more unpolished, the creator will be recording that video as they're like walking around at first. Let's say they're still holding their laptop, but they're walking around and then they go to sit down They can make mistakes, there's cuts, they don't need a hook necessarily. The hook is they're not like doing anything crazy. Even, there's not even a headline. They don't even have a headline for their video sales letter. It's kind of disguised, like you have a Google document and you kind of just write the VSL out in a way that's very unpolished. So kind of almost your script, but you would riff off of it, you put in there. So I'm not gonna go over how to create a whole VSL, but you're not just rambling telling them to buy, or it's not just a free resource, but you are creating that gap between their pain and their desired situation, and then you present something which is your offer. You don't go too in depth on it. You get them to take an action, so either book a call or purchase. I would recommend book a call because you're gonna make more money with selling a higher ticket service, let's say at least $2,000. And then they can message you a keyword like I'm in at the bottom of it. And so you know when then they message you after I'm in, you can go through the process of qualifying them and being like, hey, you know, going through the regular questions that you would ask on an application. So, okay, like, are you serious about this? Okay, what's the number one thing you're struggling with? Where do you want to go? And then like, what's your annual income? Because I want to make sure that I can recommend the best plan for you. And this is where you just slide that qualifying question in, qualifying them to make sure they actually have money to invest in a very slick way. You don't want to just ask, hey, do you have 5K to invest in this? Whatever, keep it low friction, get them booked on a call. That right there is how you do it. And it's simple, it's raw, it's dirty in a way that it's dirt on your hands, if that makes sense. Like, dirt on your hands dirty is not dirty. Guys, it's 2 a.m. This is me just trying to make sense of things. But it's like dirt on your hands rather than shit on your hands, if that makes sense. It's like an organic dirty, not there's shit on my hands or I'm touching something gross. So that's kind of the difference between those two raws, if that makes sense. We're keeping this in. That's kind of the main gist of it. When you do something authentic and raw, make sure to keep the underlying structure there. Think about the invisible things. Every little micro thing should be kind of calculated and mistakes done on purpose. And that's kind of the whole point of this, and that's what makes it powerful. And most people will think that this video just got sent to them. It's like a one-on-one video. But there will be people who are like, okay, I know this video probably was still sent to other people. Even then, it doesn't matter. They still are like, okay, cool. Because even if I know that, and I'm like, okay, this is probably not just sending this video to me, but I still see that it's raw and unpolished, I'm still more intrigued. So it still works even if you know, which is cool. If you go and you make this and it's completely unstructured and all this shit, you just are like, okay, I'm gonna make a raw video. Like, it's not gonna work. You have to go in there with the underlying skeleton. That's pretty much it. If this helped you out at all, feel free to leave a like or not, or leave a dislike, or leave a comment, or leave a subscribe. But yeah, peace out, folks. Take care.